When I talk to families about social media, there's a couple of key points that I think are incredibly important for everyone to understand. One is, especially on social media platforms, there are algorithms that are going to provide you more information based upon the information that you're looking at. So making sure that if you start to go down, as many of us do, a trail of a certain type of videos or things that keep popping up into our social media platforms, that's often because of other information that that device is getting into it, that it's taking and processing and going along the algorithm. And so if you are in a mindset where you're searching certain things or going after certain mental health behaviors, you're going to get more information that's focused on that. So also thinking about how we change our algorithm, how we search other things to really recognize how it makes our mood feel. There's certainly even times when I'm on my own device, I won't pretend that I'm not on social media platforms scrolling, and start to either feel like, oh, this is really good today, or, oh, this is making me feel a little bit down. Recognizing how our body feels in those moments so that we can adjust our behavior, and then we have to recognize that we also have to work to change the algorithm in that as well. Beyond that, number two is really recognizing how we treat one another and never doing, saying, or putting anything out onto a device that you wouldn't do or say in person. And then also recognizing for our kids and teenagers that what you put out there is forever. And you might delete it, you might think that all your friends deleted it, you may have taken it down after you posted it, but it still exists somewhere and you have no idea who has a screenshot of it or where it might reside or come back in the future. So being incredibly thoughtful and safe when it comes to those interactions online. And then when it comes to social media, as a parent, making sure that you understand every app that's on that device, that you know how to use it, and that as you're building trust with your child, checking them regularly. Checking their text message strings, checking what time they're calling, maybe even using a parental monitoring software program to see when they're using their device and if there's any keywords they're using that are of concern. Because staying in good communication about it and checking it is going to be a primary way to notice any early signs or symptoms of concern.
I think it's also a good practice that when you are in a real life situation, let's say your teen has a phone and you're at dinner, you have them put the phone down. Once you notice that you're having that urge to check the phone or check what you missed, that's time where you might need to step back and say, hey, I might need some electronic free time because it's starting to demand my attention. There's a reality that we live in where there is real harm and real threat to us. And we have to know when safety is non-negotiable, and we have to know how to prepare. But worrying about it in advance isn't also helpful, right? So I think working with your kids about what your structured plans are when there is not an emergency is helpful. When something starts to happen, then you can have a better chance of enacting that plan.
I think it gets back to media literacy a little bit too, because the media also is fueled by getting you to watch the media more. And so unfortunately or fortunately, we often have many days in advance of a storm when the anxiety just builds because it's getting closer and we're watching it just slowly move across the screen, and the media may be presenting it in a certain way, or it's feeding our anxiety and then we're seeing it in a different way because our anxiety and our stress are getting higher. So recognizing those times where it's important to get information, where it's also important sometimes to turn it off, and so that you're not as exposed to that constant reminder that something is forthcoming. And then as a parent, if you do have a safety plan, following through with it.